Greg, come on up.
So I want to tell a little story. The first time I met Joel, Len and I were looking at the store, and we needed to come in and inspect the building because, as you might imagine, there's a lot that happens in there, both good and bad. And so we came in under the guise of being insurance inspectors. Came through the back door. There were 4 of us, maybe 5. Joel looked at each one of us with this kind of scowl, which maybe you guys have seen before, and just said, "Insurance, huh?" I don't think he bought it. So we did our thing and we left. And the next time I met Joel was the day that Len and I closed on the store, and we came, and it was a completely different reception. He was as welcoming and as happy to see us here as anyone I can imagine. And it's been that way ever since. Whatever he can do to help us, he's been right there for us. And it's been truly an honor to get to know you. I'm only sorry it's been 5 years. I hope it's another 5 or 10. So I have a couple of things that I'd like to present to you here today, and then I'm going to turn the microphone over to you because this is really more about you than it is about me. So the first thing I have is a replica license plate from 1957, which I believe is the year that you began here, that says Calef's on it. I don't know if you can put it on your car or not, but you can try. I don't think they'll pull you over in town, but if you get up to the city, they might. So next I have a plaque dedicated to Joel that has the town of Barrington seal on it, which I understand you had something to do with?
Yes.
Yeah,
that's my
okay. It says Joel Sherburne, in appreciation of 60 years of service to Calef's Country Store and the Barrington community. For those of you that don't know, Joel has done as much for the community as he has for the store. So it's New Hampshire granite.
Here, hold that up, Joel.
Congratulations.
Hey, Joel.
And then, as they say in my family, the big gift, which is something that you already know about, because I decided I'd discuss it with you before I announced it here today. I was trying to think of something suiting for Joel, and so I asked the staff, and one of our staff members who's out back, Dan, who's been here and worked with Joel 15 years, 18 years, not sure exactly, but a long time. He said Joel's always wanted to see the Statue of Liberty. So, the first week of November, Joel and I are going to New York City, and we're going to the Statue of Liberty. There's just one more thing that I want to tell you. I know since you've worked here 60 years, I'm assuming you've never been fired, right?
Not that I recall.
Well, so I'm going to do that today. I'm going to fire you this afternoon. You can report back on Monday, which means you can't come to work tomorrow. No, so you can add that to your resume. You've been fired. But come on back on Monday morning and we'll talk about it.
So I want to tell my favorite Joel story. It's a short one.
Which one is that?
Then it goes like this. Joel says, these tourists come into the store and they see on the counter, on the meat counter, the cheese counter, this jar of pickled limes. And they look them over and they say, "Joel, what is a pickled lime?" And he says, "It's a lime pickled." That's a pretty good story. But what I want to do with my little bit of time is encourage you to tell another one of my favorite stories, and that's the one about the time, I think it was Roger got locked in the shed.
Oh, all right.
Would you tell that? And it all started out pretty good, and then what happened?
It didn't turn out so good.
It didn't turn out so good. Okay, so I'll just encourage you. Go ahead. When Roger.
Thank you, Becky.
You're welcome.
God, I love her. I tell you. She's great. All right, anyway, way back, we had a shed out here, which is gone now.
Yeah.
And we had supplies in it. There was dry beans in there and all kinds of paper products. And we had cheese in there, the big wheels. Well, at closing time, we had an employee that had one of these MGs or something. And you know, he had to go out and get that started. Made the worst noise you ever heard. And Roger happened to be in the shed, taking a count on the cheese. Well, of course, I had to go out and lock the sheds, because we had 2 or 3 out here. And when it got around 6, it was my job to go lock up. So he was in the shed. And I locked the door. And with that racket from that car, I never heard him say, "I'm in here." Well, I went back in the store, and after a few minutes, they said, "Where's Roger?" I said, "I know where he is. He's around here somewhere. He's got to be." Well, it went about, I guess, 15, 20 minutes. And they said, has anybody seen Roger? And nobody said, "No, we haven't seen Roger." Well, I happened to have to go out back, because the guy had left in his car. Thank God, Roger'd still be there. But anyway, I went out, and he's hollering, "Get me out of here." And I said, "Oh my gosh, I think Roger's in there." So I got the key, and got it. Oh. I said, "Oh, Roger." Well, he'd knock cheese over and everything. It wasn't funny. No, trying to get to the door, you know, to holler. Yes. But finally, and I guess for a while, he thought, sure, I'd done that on purpose. But after a while, I explained, he come around and set me up. But oh my God, that was something. Oh, yes.
This is the material I had to work with to write this book. And that story gets better every time.
Don't you love that?
I know. That cheese did not get knocked over in previous versions, but now it does. So it was a joy to write this book and to get to know Joel, and I hope you enjoyed the book. And congratulations, Joel.
Thanks, Becky. Thank you so much, Becky. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams. Sometimes she sleeps in her pajamas. Sometimes she sleeps in her gown. But when they're both in the laundry, she sure is the talk of the town. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams. How about that? God, they're in shock already.